भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। ॐ अज्ञानातिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च। श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथं वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपदान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर सदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले प्रभुपादति प्रिय श्री गिरिराज स्वामी सुभक्तराज बिहारी भक्ति। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयति गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणम्। Right, so we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 5. We are in chapter 20 and we are discussing now. So this is the structure universe. We are discussing text 24. Sorry, 20? 20? No, we've completed that. 20? Yeah, we've completed this. Yeah, we've completed 23. Yeah, okay. We're 24 now. This is the next dvip. We are doing dvip by dvip. So Kroncha dvip we've completed. Now we're coming to Shaka dvip. एवं पुरस्तात् शिरोधात् परिता उपावेशिता शकाद्वीपो द्वात्रिंशल्लक्ष योजनायामासमानेन च दधिं मन्दोदेन परितो यस्मिन् शको नाम महीरुहा स्वक्षेत्र व्यपादेशको यस्याः महासुरभिगन्धस्तं द्वीपम् अनुवासयति. Outside the ocean of milk is another island, Shakadvip, which has a width of 3,202,000,000 yojanas, 25,006,000,000 miles. As Kronchadvip is surrounded by its own ocean of milk, Shakadvip is surrounded by an ocean of churn yogurt, as broad as the island itself. In Shakadvip, there is a big shaka tree, from which the island takes its name. This tree is very fragrant. Indeed, it lends its scent to the entire island. So it smells nice to that. Not like here, that foul Bombay smell. Text 25. Tasyapi prayavratta evadhipati namna medhatithi supi bhibhajya sapta varshani putra namai teshu swatmajam puro java manojava pavamana dhumanika chitrarepa Bahurupa Vishwadhara Samyan Nidhapyadhipatim Swayam Bhagavatyanta Aveshita Matis Tapovanam Praveshisha. Into 7 sections, named according to the names of his own sons, whom he made the kings of that island. You mind closing the window? I can't stand this. Is it? Yeah. I lose my voice completely. The names of those sons are Purojava, Manojava, Pavamana, Dhumranika, Chitrarepa, Bahurupa, and Vishwadhara. You have to open the other one, then close it. Sorry? Yeah, I think so. Unless you want to just put down that stopper. Yeah, just put down that stopper. It doesn't. It will open again. It will open again. It won't open. Okay. Repha, Bahurupa, and Vishwadhara. After dividing the island and situating his sons as its rulers, Medhatithi personally retired, and to fix his mind completely upon the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he entered a forest suitable for meditation. So we can... Anyway, it's come back. That's why they're complaining there's no connection. No, leave it. Leave it. Leave it. Just leave it. Leave it. Open or no? No, don't open. I'll lose my voice. It's coming and going. I can't open this door. Yeah, there's no Wi-Fi in this room. So it's only when the signal comes. Text 26. Etesham varshamaryada girayo nadyascha sapteva ishana urushringo balabhadra shata kesharah sahasrasruto deva palo mahanasaiti anagha yurda ubhayasprishtir aparajita Panchapadi Sahasrasrutir Nija Dhritiriti. For these lands also there are 7 boundary mountains and 7 rivers. The mountains are Ishana, Urushringa, Balabhadra, Shatakeshara, Sahasrasrota, Tadvarsha Purusharitavrata Satyavrata Danavrata Nuvrata Nama No Bhagvantam Vaivatmakam Pranayama Vidhuta Rajastamasa Paramasamadhina Yajante. The inhabitants of those islands are also divided into 4 castes. Rittavrata, Satyavrata, remember, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudras. They practice pranayam and mystic yoga, and in trance they worship the Supreme Lord in the form of Vayu. So Rita means rituals, right? So Brahmanas, they do. Then Satyavrata, Kshatriya, they keep their words, like Ramachandra, right? Keep their words. Dana Vrata meaning those who give dan, meaning the Vaishyas, they're supposed to give dan. And Anuvrata, I guess those who follow the others. My God, we are learning, huh? We know, now we know. We are figuring out. So they're very advanced pranayam and mystic yoga. So they worship Vayu. Like when we do this pranayam, right? So worshipping Vayu. So we saw how they were worshipping Surya, fire, right? Fire, Surya, moon, and Kusha was worshipping this fire, right? Agnihotra. Sun, moon, fire, and now this is Vayu, right? So meaning that these are getting more and more subtle, from gross, from earth. They're getting more and more. Now we come to Vayu. So that's why it's so easy for them to do this pranayam, right? Though the the inhabitants of Shakadvip worship the Supreme Lord, Supreme Person Godhead, in the form of Vayu in the following words. O Supreme Person situated as Super Soul within the body, you direct the various actions of the different airs such as prana, and thus you maintain all living entities. O Lord, O Super Soul of everyone, O controller of the cosmic manifestation, under whom everything exists, may you protect us from all dangers. Purport. Through the mystic yoga practice called pranayam, it means to attain samadhi, trance, in order to fully absorb oneself in seeing the Supreme Lord as Antaryami, the Super Soul within the core of the heart. Text 29. Evameva dadhimandodhat parata pushkara dvipastato dvi gunayama samantata upakalpitaha samanena swadudakena samudrena bahir avritto yasmin brihat pushkaram jwalana shikhamala kanaka patra yuta yutam bhagavata Kamalasana dhyasana parikalpitam. You can reach. I've lost my voice.
White twice as the white of the ocean of yogurt. It is surrounded by an ocean of very tasteful water as broad as the island itself. On Pushkar Dweep there is a great lotus flower with 1,000 lakhs pure golden petals as refulgent as the flames of fire. That lotus flower is considered the sitting place of Lord Brahma, who is the most powerful living being and who is therefore sometimes called Bhagavan.
So now this is Pushkar. And of course, I immediately went on YouTube to find Pushkar, right? It's in Rajasthan. I didn't know that. It's so Kund there. It's like it removes all the sins. to take bath in this pushkar. Tadvipamadye manasotaram nameka evarvarichina parachina varshayor maryada chalo yuta yojanochrayayamu yatratu chatashrum ahoratrabhyam paribramati. Yeah, read, Shikara.
Hare Krishna. In the middle of that island is a great mountain named Minosotara, which forms the boundary between the inner side and the outer side of the island. Its breadth and height are 10,000 yojans, 8 in the orbit called the Samvatsara, encircling Mount Meru. The sun's path on the northern side is called Uttarayana, and its path on the southern side is called Dakshinayana. One side represents a day for the demigods, and the other represents their might. Purport by His Divine Grace, Mount Sumeru for 6 months on the northern side and for the 6 months on the southern. This adds up to the duration of a day and night of the demigods in the upper planetary systems. Hare Krishna.
So we just went through Sankranti yesterday, no? So meaning that's when the sun is moving. Yeah, Uttarayan, right? So meaning one day of the demigod is over, right? Or maybe the night, I don't know. Right? So this now a day starting, so this is the sunrise. Is the sunrise. Right? Pati preya vrato vitti hotran nametasyat majo ramanaka dhataki namano varshapati yuyujya swaswayam purva javat bhagavat karma shila evaste. The ruler of this island, the son of Maharaj Priyavrat, named Vittihotra, had 2 sons named Ramanak and Dhataki. He granted the 2 sides of the island to these 2 sons and then personally engaged himself in activities for the sake of the Supreme Person Godhead, like his elder brother, Medhatithi. Text 32. The fulfillment of material desire, the inhabitants of this tract of land worship the Supreme Person Godhead as represented by Lord Brahma. They offer prayers to the Lord as follows. Yat tat karmanayam lingam brahma lingam.
Translation by His Divine Grace Prabhupada. Lord Brahma is known as Karma Maya, the form of ritualistic ceremonies, because by performing ritualistic ceremonies one may attain his position, and because the Vedic rituals hymns become manifest from him. He is devoted to the Supreme Personality of Godhead without deviation, and therefore, in one sense, he is not different from the Lord. Nevertheless, he should be worshipped not as the monastic worship him, but in duality. One should always remain a servitor of the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Worshipable Deity. We therefore offer a respectful obeisance unto Lord Brahma, the form of manifest Vedic knowledge. Virinchatam iti, one who strictly follows the principle of Varnashram Dharma for at least 100 births will be rewarded with the post of Lord Brahma. It is also significant that although Lord Brahma is extremely powerful, he never thinks himself one with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He always knows that he is an eternal servitor of the Lord, because the Lord and the servant are identical on the spiritual platform. Brahma is here addressed as Bhagwan. Bhagwan is the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, but if a devotee serves him with full faith, the meaning of Vedic literature is revealed.
That we perform. Karma mayam, obtainable by the Vedic ritualistic system. So we're not interested in this, right? We're not interested in this. but it's required in Varnashram Dharma. Right? In Varnashram Dharma, all these rituals that we do, all the ritual that we do is prescribed by Lord Brahma. All right? So Lord Brahma, that's why he's identical with Krishna. Demons, you put somebody who's mixed, right? He one time, working for Krishna, suddenly he goes off and does something for himself, right? So that's why none different. Ekantam advayam shantam. It has to be one. So therefore he's referred to as the Supreme Person Godhead. And Brahmalinga, meaning his parita upakshiptaha, thereafter beyond the ocean of sweet water and fully surrounding it is a mountain named Loka Loka, which divides the countries that are full of light and sunlight from those not lit by the sun. So beyond this sweet water, and now beyond this, meaning now we've got this ocean of sweet water, there are some areas where there is no sunlight, isn't it? There's no sunlight. But I heard that this Arctic pole is up, Antarctic pole is south. I heard it is melting. So how is it melting? The sun must be coming on it, right? It's melting. A documentary. That's Green Island. See the miners. They have so much tried to get into this, Green Island, somewhere that area. And there is so, like Hiranyaksha, right? Trying to get all the goodies from under earth. But always nature again came and, just captured everything back. So they couldn't get inside. Now, from the south, it's melting. So God knows what's there, because these are all how the earth is balanced, right? There's a structure, how the universe is balanced. So you're unbalancing earth. God. Yes, one person, that fire in Los Angeles, so one person is explaining how the people have damaged the ecosystem. Yeah. So anyway, he has a whole geographical stuff, He's explaining how his house was not catching fire. So he was explaining why. They have unbalanced the ecosystem, So that area became drier and drier and drier. So that's why it's just catching 35. Yavan manasataro mervur antaram tavati bhumi kanchanyanya darsha talopama yasyam prahita padartho na kathanchit punaha pratyupalabhyate tasmad sarvasattva parihritatsit. Beyond the ocean of sweet water is a tract of land as broad as it reflects light like the surface of a mirror, and any physical article that falls on that land can never be perceived again. All living entities therefore have abandoned that golden land. Too much gold. Too much gold. Don't want gold. It's reflecting. Meaning it's uninhabited. Habited stand the great mountain which separates the two, and which is therefore celebrated as Loka Loka. So Loka Loka. So one area. Can you close that door? So beyond So one area is inhabited and yeah, just close it. And then beyond that it's not inhabited. Text 37. सलोकात्रायन्ते परिता ईश्वरेण विहितो यस्मात् सूर्यदीपराचीन भवितुम् उत्सहन्ते तावद् उन्नहनायामः. All right.
Translation. By the supreme will of Krishna, the mountain known as Lokalok has been installed as the outer border of the three worlds Bhurloka and Swarloka. To control it blocks the rays of the luminaries, which therefore can never extend beyond it. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. When we speak of Lokatraya, we refer to the three primary planetary systems, Bhu, Bhuva, Swaha, into which the universe is divided, of the sun and other luminaries equally throughout the universe. This vivid is very scientific. Sukadeva Goswami described these universal affairs to Maharaj Parikshit as he had ago years. How can they deny the perfect astronomical calculations that existed long before they could imagine such things? There is so much information to gather from Srimad Bhagavatam. Modern scientists, however, have no information of other planetary systems.
There's no sun rays. Huh? Beyond, meaning that how fortunate you have to be born where there is sun rays. Huh? That mountain is so high, it doesn't allow the sun rays to go beyond it. Text 38. So if you look carefully, so it's like only the middle section is inhabited, and then outside is just crust. That's the crust of the universe. Different layers and layers like this. So we are in a very tight ball. This universe, we are in the middle, and then they're like walls of the prison, right? There is this mountain, and then there is the golden land, right? And I don't know what more is there, will be described, right? Oof. So we are like in an airtight ball. That's where we are. Jiva cannot escape. And there is computers everywhere circulating our earth and capturing all our nakshatra, right? Capturing all our activities and giving us the result of our work. This is what our life is all about. Text 38. Etavalloka vinyaso mana lakshana samsthabhir vichintita kavibhircha tu panchastat koti ganitasya bhugolasya turiya bhagoyam loka loka chalaha. Learned scholars who are free from mistakes, illusions and propensities to cheat have thus described the planetary systems and their particular symptoms, measurements, and locations. So this is astronomy, right? Cosmology, astronomy. With great deliberation, they have established the truth that the distance between Sumeru and the mountain known as Loka Loka is 1/4 of the diameter of the universe, or in other words, 125 billion yojana, 1 billion miles. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has given accurate astronomical information about the location of Loka Loka mountain. the movements of the sun globe and the distance between the sun and the circumference of the universe. However, the technical terms used in the astronomical calculations given by the Jyotirved are difficult to translate into English. Therefore, to satisfy the reader, we may include the exact Sanskrit statement given by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, which regards exact calculation regarding universal affairs. So if you want to read this, go and learn Sanskrit. All right? Prabhupada said he can't translate it, so he's given the Sanskrit. Anybody who is into Jyotish and astronomy, go and study. Text 39. Tad upashrishtachash ashasvatma yonina khila jagat guruna dhini veshita ye dvirada pataya rishabha pushkara chudu vamano parajita iti sakala loka sthiti hetavaha.
Hare Krishna, translation by Devising and Srila Prabhupada. On the top of Lokalok mountain are the 4 Gajapatis, the best of elephants, which were established in the 4 directions by Lord Brahma, the supreme spiritual master of the entire universe. The name of these elephants are Rishabha, Pushkara, Achura, Vamana, and Aparajita. They are responsible for maintaining the planetary system of the universe.
So these elephants, they're balancing, they're keeping the balance of the universe. Okay, read. Tesham swavibhutinam loka palanam cha vividha viryopa brimhanaya Bhagavan parama mahapurusho mahavibhuti patir antaryamyatmano Vishuddha sattvam dharma jnana vairagya ishwaryadi asta mahasiddhya upalakshanam vishvakshena dhibhi swaparashada pravare parivatitu nija varayudhopashobhiter nija bhuja dande sandharaya manastasmin Girivare samantat sakala loka swastaya aste.
Hare Krishna. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is the master of all transcendental opulences and the master of the spiritual sky. He is the Supreme Person, Bhagavan, the super soul of everyone. The demigods led by Indra, the king of heaven, are entrusted with seeing to the affairs of the material world, to benefit all living beings in all the varied planets and to increase the power of those elephants and of the demigods. The Lord manifests himself on top of that mountain in a spiritual body, uncontaminated by the modes of material nature, surrounded by his personal expansions and assistants like Visvaksena. He exhibits all his perfect opulences, such as religion and knowledge, and his mystic powers such as Anima, Laghima, and Mahima. He is beautifully situated, and he is decorated by the different weapons in his 4 hands. Hare Krishna.
Vesham gata esha Bhagavan Atma Yogamaya Virachita Vividha Loka Yatra Gopiya Yetyarthaha. The various forms of the Supreme Personal Godhead, such as Narayan and Vishnu, are beautifully decorated with different weapons. The Lord exhibits those forms to maintain all the varied planets, created by his personal potency, Yogamaya. In Bhagavad Gita 4.6, Lord Krishna says, Sambhavamyatma smayaya. I appear by my internal potency. The word Atma Maya refers to the Lord's personal potency, Yogamaya. After creating both the material world and spiritual world through Yogamaya, the Supreme Person Godhead personally maintained them by expanding himself. In different categories are the Vishnu Murtis and the demigods. He maintained the material creation from beginning to end, and he personally maintains the spiritual world. So see how being described here, that when the Lord creates, he stays. He also stays in this material world. And he maintains the material world. So it's very significant. Now this is the structure of the universe, meaning that all the different planetary systems, one after the other, is being described. The next chapter, the movement of the sun. Then will come the orbits of the planets. Then will come Shishumar. Then will become the hellish planets. So the Supreme Lord creates through Brahma, destroys from Lord Shiva, and he's maintaining. So nobody is without control, right? So this is very, very important. But we are not worshipping Vishnu who's maintaining this material universe, right? Right? Who are we worshipping? Krishna, right? Where's Krishna? Where's Krishna? Yeah, we are worshipping Krishna, right? Who's in the spiritual world. This entire description of Vishnu, right? This is for the material world, right? So when Prabhupada came and gave us Krishna, it's completely different from the Vishnu who's worshipped, in this material world, isn't it? Right? We don't want to go and take bath in Pushkar Lake, do we? Right? Do we want to go and take bath in Pushkar Lake? Get rid of your sin and then again you commit sinful activities? Right? So the description in this section is showing us how we are jailed in this material world, the walls of this material world. There's no freedom. You can't cross over the oceans. You can't cross over the mountains. Right? You can't cross that golden land. Right? Text 42. Yontar vishtarya etena hiyaloka parimanam cha vyakyatam yad bahir loka loka chalat tatah parastad yogeshwara gatim vishuddham udaharanti. My dear king, outside the Loka mountain is the tract of land known as Aloka Varsh, which extends for the same breadth as the area within the mountain. In other words, 125 billion yojanas, 1 billion miles. Beyond Aloka Varsha is the destination of those who aspire for liberation from the material world. It is beyond the jurisdiction of the material modes of nature, and therefore it is completely pure. Lord Krishna took Arjuna through this place to bring back the sons of the Brahmana. Anda madhyagata suryo yadva bhumyor yadantaram suryananda goloyar badhye kotyashu panchavimshatihi. The sun is situated vertically. Okay, So the sun is situated vertically in the middle of the universe. Alright? In the area between Bhurlok and Bhuvarlok, which is called Antariksh, outer space. The distance between the sun and the circumference of the universe is 25 koti yojanas. 2 billion miles. The word koti means 10 million and a yojana is 8 miles. The diameter of the universe is 50 koti yojanas, 4 billion miles. Therefore, since the sun is in the middle of the universe, the distance between the sun and the edge of the universe is calculated to be 25 koti yojanas. So where is the sun found? The sun, where is it found? Where is that middle of the universe? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly where? Antariksh. Right? Everybody's heard this word Antariksh. Right? Where's the Antariksh? Outer space, that's what we call Antariksh. So exactly, if you have to draw the line on your geography book, exactly where is it? Given here. Yeah, that's we already knew. Then Antariksh. So exactly, see, you need longitude and latitude, right? Where is it exactly? No. No, it is in the middle. It's in the middle. All right. The sun is, we are speaking of the location of the sun. So it's right in the middle of the universe. Exactly. So this is the longitude of the universe. Where's the latitude? Where is it found exactly? Given here. Yeah. Where's Bhurlok? Show me where's Bhurlok and where's Bhuvarlok. Just show me with your hand. Here is given with your hand or in your paper, show me where is the sun. So, okay, it is middle, okay, middle point. All right. Up is Bhurbhuva. Read.
The distance between the sun and 2 million miles is between Bhur and Bhuva.
Yeah, show me with your hand where it is. Yeah, and the sun is in between. All right. Longitude and latitude. Longitude, it is right in the middle. Latitude, the latitude is which lok? Bhurlok. And Bhuvar is? All right. In between is Antariksh and here's the sun located. Okay, you remember this? What's there in Bhuvarlok? Bhuvarlok. Everybody will recite, right? Gayatri mantra. Where's Bhuvarlok? Then we speak of Swargalok, right? What's the difference between? Right? Where's Bhulok? What we are describing now, this is Bhulok. All those, this entire description has been Bhulok. Middle of Bhulok is what? Middle of Bhulok. Bhumandala, right in the middle of Bhumandala, revision now. Jambudvip, yeah, right in the middle of Bhulok is Jambudvip. Then next is, come on, Plaksha Dvip. Then the other Dvip, one after the other. Yeah, all right. So it is Jambudvip, then Plaksha Dweep, and Shalmala Dweep or some Dweep, right? Last is Pushkara Dweep, right? This is our Bhulok, all right? Now Shukdev Goswami is telling us where the sun is situated. So above this Bhulok is the sun, and below Bhuvalok. All right, geography in your mind now, you know. Look at the sun. All right, look at the sun. It is in Antariksh. Let's read again. The sun is situated under Madhyagataha, situated in the center of the universe. Surya, the sun globe. Dhyag Bhumyoho. The two planetary systems, Bhurlok and Bhuvanlok. Yet which antaram, in between Surya of the sun, Anda Golayaha, and the globe of the universe, Madhya in the middle, Kotya, groups of 10 million, Suyaha, Pancha Vimshatihi. So this distance between Bhurlok and Bhuvanlok is known as Antariksh, outer space. The distance between the sun and the circumference of the universe is so geography. The sun is in the middle, all right? And the distance between the sun and the circumference of the universe is 25 koti, meaning that if you draw the circle, it's always 25 koti, right? Meaning that the diameter is 50 koti, right? 1/4, okay? 1/4, yeah. 44. Mrityananda esha etasmin yad abhuttato martanda iti vyapadeshaha hiranyagarbha iti yad hiranyanda samudbhavaha. The sun god is also known as Vairaja, the total material body for all living entities. Because he entered this dull egg of the universe at the time of creation, he is also known as Martanda. He is also known as Hiranyagarbha because he received his material body from Hiranyagarbha, Lord Brahma. Purport. Meaning this is the ego, right? The false ego. This, right? Just see. Before we read about the moon god, right? The moon god who is the leader, the guide of all residents of this material, meaning our mind, right? Now we are reading about this sun god. The total, meaning the material body which consists of the ego. So, the pose of Lord Brahma is meant for very highly elevated, spiritually advanced living beings. When such living beings are unavailable, Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Person Godhead, expands himself as Lord Brahma. This takes place very rarely. Consequently, there are two kinds of Brahmas. Sometimes Brahma is an ordinary living entity, and at other times Brahma is the Supreme Person Godhead. The Brahma spoken of here is an ordinary living being. Whether Brahma is the Supreme Person Godhead or an ordinary living being, he is known as Vairaja Brahma and Hiranyagarbha Brahma. Therefore, the sun god is also accepted as Vairaja Brahma. See, Lord Vishnu is the storehouse of all Jeev, right? Through the glance of who? Through the glance of who? Lord Shiva. Through the glance of Lord Vishnu, taking the shape of Shambhu, Shiva. Now, okay. So this Shambhu is projecting the Jeev into what? material nature, right? Material nature. But actually, who's capturing it? Brahma. All right? Stored with Brahma. Brahma is creating the different shapes of the body. How? How? According to what? Karma. All right? He's creating the different shapes. Right? So now, this verse is saying, because the discussion about sun, right? About sun. So there are so many devas involved in the creation of our material body. First, it begins with Lord Shiva, right? Then there is Lord Brahma, but in between now we are hearing there is the sun god. Sun god, right? So that's why we read somewhere in Bhagavad Gita, right? How this Jeev, when he comes out from this material world, he has to go, as he's going higher, he has to go through fire, right? Right? And actually, that's why we burn the body. Goes through fire to purify that soul. My God, look at this now. Mritte, dead, ande in the globe, Asia, this. Itasmin in this yad, which Abhut entered personally at the time of creation. Tataha, from that, Martanda. Iti, thus, Vyapadeshaha, the designation. See, it's a designation. Upadhi. Vyapadesha, the designation. Hiranya Garbha, known as Hiranya Garbha, iti, thus, yet, because Hiranya under Samudbhavaha, his material body was created from Hiranya Garbha. The sun god is also known as Vairaja, the total material body for all living entities. Okay. So this Jeev is stored somewhere before it can get an actual body, right? Because he entered this dull egg of the universe at the time of creation, meaning that this universe actually dead, dull and dead. There's no life in it. It's jor, like this jor, right? But this poor sun god, what happened to him? He entered that. Remember now, he's in the middle, right? So we say the source of life is what? Sun. Right? How much work Krishna has to do for us? How much he's creating and creating? Huh?
So many demigods are involved.
Yeah, okay. So that's why we say the soul, no? The soul is like the sun, right? But that soul, which is false ego, isn't the real soul, it's the false ego. So the sun god is also known as Vairaja, the total material body for all living beings. So he enters this universe which is dead. So the sun is created first, enters into this material creation. So he's known as Martanda, meaning the anda that is dead. Mritte, right? Mritte, dead, ande, right? This egg is dead. Anda is dead, poor him. He has to enter because Vishnu gave him some work, right? So he enters. So he's known as Martanda. So now he's also known as Hiranya Garbha because he received his material body from. So this sun god is a deva, right? Now he also got covered with the material body. Right? And then it's distributed. So meaning that Atma, this Atma is covered by this energy of the sun. What secret we are learning? We never knew this before, right? Right? So that's why we say that the soul is like light, right? You say the soul is light, but it is covered. It's a covered light, covered by Hiranya Garbha. Right? It's amazing. Let's read more mysteries happening here. The pose of Lord Brahma is meant for very highly elevated, spiritually advanced living beings. When such living beings are unavailable, so then Vishnu comes, okay? Okay. When Brahma is the Supreme Personality Godhead, whether Brahma is the Supreme Person Godhead or an ordinary living being, he is known as Vairaja Brahma and Hiranya Garbha Brahma. Therefore, the Sun God is also accepted as Vairaja Brahma. Anyway, this is all too complicated for us, right? We don't know the whole story of, how life is actually being generated, but little bit. 45. Suryena hi vibhajante dishakam yormahi bhida swarga pavargo naraka raso kamshi cha sarvashaha. So that's why we say worship Surya Day for good health, right? Now we know why. Because the source of our body is Surya. Just see. And this Surya can be very cruel, right? You get a sunstroke, right? It heats your head. It burns your feet, meaning from top to bottom. It's right. Our body is made of Surya. And you don't go in the sun, then no vitamin D, then your bones break, right? Then your eyes can't see. So what to do, It's like hell if you do, hell if you don't do, right? What we have caught. Suryena, by the sun god within the sun planet, he indeed. Vibhajante, or divided. Dishaha, the direction, Kam, the sky. Yu, the heavenly planets. Mahi, the earthly planets. Bhidha, other divisions. Swarga, the heavenly planets. Apavarga, and the planets for liberation. Narakaha, the hellish planets. Rasa, Kamshi, such as Atala, Cha, also. Sarvashaha, all. O King, the sun god, and the sun planet divide all the directions of the universe. So now we know what is north, what is south, what is east, what is west. How do you know it? We put your hand in your mouth and turn Bhagavatam. What are you doing? Wash your hand. So middle, meaning that the middle point. This is the sun. Then we say this is north, this is south, this is east, and this is west. Right hand. Yeah, for me, this is east. For you, this is east. This is west. All right. It is only because of the presence of the sun that we can understand what the sky, the higher planets, this world, and the lower planets are. It is also only because of the sun that we can understand which places are for enjoyment, which are for liberation, which are hellish and subterranean. So meaning the sun again is right in the middle, right? Where exactly? Tell me. Latitude? Correct. Bhulok, Bhuvarlok, in between vertically, okay? Longitude and latitude. All right. And because it's situated right there, then we know that upper are the Swargalok. Below, as we go down, we go to hellish planets, and beyond are the Apavarga. 46. Devatiri Sarishripa Savirudham Sarva Jiva Nikayanam Surya Atma Drigishwaraha. All living entities, including demigods, human beings, animals, birds, insects, reptiles, creepers, and trees, depend upon the heat and light given by the sun god from the sun planet. Furthermore, it is because of the sun's presence that all living entities can see, and therefore he is called Drig Ishwara, the person Godhead presiding over sight. In this regard, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, Surya Atma Atma Tvenopashah. The actual life and soul of all living entities within this universe is the sun. Alright. It is therefore upasya, worshipable. We worship the sun god by chanting the Gayatri mantra Om Bhur Bhuvah Swaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi. Surya is the life and soul of this universe. Remember, universe was dead, Mritta, an anda that was Mritta. And this poor sun god, he entered, right? So, and then from him is coming all our bodies. Just as described. The actual life and soul of all living entities within this universe is the sun. Surya is the life and soul of this universe, and there are innumerable universes for which a sun god is the life and soul, just as the Supreme Person Godhead is the life and soul of the entire creation. Now, see, something more is being said. What is being said?
Supreme Personality of God is the life and soul.
Of even the Surya Dev. Alright? We have information that Vairaja Hiranyagarbha entered the great dull material globe called the sun. This indicates the theory held by so-called scientists that no one lives there is wrong. Bhagavad Gita also says that Krishna first instructed Bhagavad Gita to the sun god. Imam vivasvate yogam proktavam aham avyayam. Therefore, the sun is not vacant, it is inhabited by living entities. And the predominating deity is Vairaja or Vivasvan. The difference between the sun and the earth is that the sun is a fiery planet. But everyone there has a suitable body and can live there without difficulty. So this is the importance of the sun, right? But Krishna Lucky said in Bhagavad Gita that in his abode, no need of, what? Krishna says in his abode there's no need of what? Sun and moon and electricity, fire, nothing. Right? Because that sun planet is creating our bodies. Right? Sun planet is creating our bodies. There's no fire of digestion, right? Surya. Right? No Surya. Right? Just see how Kali Yuga is only 5,000 years. Actually, Prabhupada said 1,000 years only. There's such extreme ignorance that we don't even know when to sleep. We don't even know when to get up. We don't know when to eat. Right? We don't even know when to eat. So how are we going to live? Right? Bombay people. They've created electricity, no? So this is the artificial sun. So there is make-believe that the sun is up. And therefore, we have made our lifestyle according to our electricity. And therefore, we are all sick and dying. Right? How old is electricity? When I was a child, there was no electricity, I think. 100 years, is it? 100 years? 1 century? Right? So it was considered backward. There's no electricity. Now we're saying they're forward. Right? They have messed up all our digesting system. Right? Everybody sit inside rooms and they put on the electricity. They believe this is the sunlight. Then they call it sedentary life. Right? when we create our own sun. Hmm. So next week we are going to study about the movement of the sun. So where's the sun right now? No. Now today, where's the sun?
In Uttarayan.
Uttarayan, and where exactly? Exactly, Haribol. Tell me exactly where's the sun today? From yesterday. Exactly where? Haribol. That we already know. We know it's situated, but it is the orbit, the movement of the sun. The sun is moving in its orbit, right? Where is it? In Capricorn. Sankranti, right? Makar Rashi. Yeah. So he is going to tell the whole story. If we have time, few minutes. Read. Everything is given here since Sankranti was yesterday. Just read. Fast. Kala Chakra.
This chapter informs us of the movements of the sun. The movement of the sun. This chapter informs us of the movements of the sun. The sun is not stationary, it is also moving like the other planets. The sun's movements determine the duration of night and day. When the sun travels north of the equator, it moves slowly during the day and very quickly at night, thus increasing the duration of the daytime and decreasing the duration of night. Similarly, when the sun travels south of the equator, the exact opposite is true. The duration of the day decreases and the duration of night increases. When the sun enters Karkat Rasi, Cancer, and then Karka Rasi, and then travels to Simha Rasi, Leo, and so on through Dhanu Rashis, Sagittarius. Its course is called Dakshinayan, the southern way, and when the sun enters Makar Rashi, Capricorn, and thereafter travels through Kumbha Rashi, Aquarius, and so on through Mithun Rashi, Gemini. Its course is called Uttarayan, the northern way. When the sun is in Mesh Rashi, Aries, and Tula Rashi, Libra, the duration of day and night are equal. On Manasottara mountain are the abodes of 4 demigods. East of Sumeru mountain is Devadhani, where King Indra lives. The south of Sumeru is Samyamani, the abode of Yamraj, the superintendent of death. Similarly, west of Sumeru is Nimalochani, the abode of Varun, the demigod who controls the water, and north of Sumeru is Vibhavari, where the demigod of the moon lives. Sunrise, moon, sunset, and midnight occurs in all these places because of the movement of the sun. Diametrically opposite the place where the sunrise takes place and the sun is seen by human eyes, the sun will be setting and passing away from human vision. Similarly, the people residing diametrically opposite the point where it is midday will be experiencing midnight. The sun rises and sets with all the other planets headed by the moon and other luminaries. The entire Kala Chakra or wheel of time is established on the wheel of the sun god's chariot. This wheel is known as Samvatsara. The 7 horses pulling the chariots of the sun are known as Gayatri, Brahati, Usnik, Jagati, Tristap, Anustap, and Pankati. They are harnessed by a demigod known as Arundeva to a yoke 9 lakh yojans wide. Thus, the chariot carries Aditya Dev, the sun god, always staying in front of the sun god and offering their prayers are 60,000 sages known as Valikhilias. There are 14 Gandharvas, Apsaras, and other demigods who are divided into 7 parties and who perform ritualistic activities every month to worship the supersoul through the sun god according to different names. Thus, the sun god travels through the universe for a distance of 95 crore 1 lakh yojans, 760 800 lakh miles at a speed of 16,004 miles at every moment. My God.
Exact description. Okay, next week. All right, Hare Krishna. Thank you. Really very interesting, right?